Oh, do I feel good today? As my man Jake Carl in the chat says, so hyped. Let's go. This is your daily sports betting brand of record, and I do mean daily every day since December of 2020. We are powered, as always, by the almighty SportsLine, the best value in all sports betting, and it's not close. I know there's many of you out there that are brand new to this brand. Welcome. We want everybody. You've arrived. I am simply the coach trying to keep this train on the track. Now, yesterday, it was kind of a day to get to today because today starts the NFL. So quickly, ho-hum day. You know what it is. I hit 1 out of 2. No big deal. Twins, how about scoring some runs for me yesterday? But we know that we have spent 3 years as the best sports podcast out there. It's the best show. I don't even like calling it a podcast, but I like to win awards. So as of Saturday, it's all over. So we need you to vote for us as the best sports podcast of the year. We've made it to the top 3. We want to carry the trophy for the next year. So you got an email. Only the people that voted for us the first time can vote this time. So take it out of your spam, take it out of your trash, give us a vote, and I promise you, I will be as annoying as possible if we win that. Every other show already hates me because we crush them, and they will hate us even more, and that's fine. Because when we are the crew that everybody looks towards, when we're the show and the brand that everybody looks towards, we've been talking about this day. Thursday, September 7th. There are 0 days until the start of the NFL season. So with that being said, let's bring in the stars of the show. You know them, you love them, and on this day when it's like Christmas morning, look who I've got. The Sniper is here. Danny Brasco is here. And Frick is here. Specty is here. Now, Specty, I know it's been a little bit since you've been on the morning show, but we have this new little segment called 15 Seconds where somebody gets to rant about anything they want. I thought it would be appropriate this morning because I saw all over Twitter last night something new called Sportsline AI. Can you help me out? Good morning.
Hold on.
Too early. It's too early.
It's too early. It's 7 a.m. Never happened to me before. We got you. It's always the 7 a.m. It's too early for me. But, you know, if we're going to rant about something positive, okay? And that is we dropped Sportsline AI for player props yesterday. And let me tell you, it is going to make that subscription experience even better. Every single player gets their own model. And that's what I'm telling you. Every single player gets their own model. The format is exactly the same, though. We're going to have a range of predictions that we are going to predict using the historical data from that player and the historical performance of those defenses. We then create a matchup score, essentially how good we think that matchup is for that player in this given game. And then we're going to decide a point in that range where we think that actual prediction is going to be. You're going to see that prediction on the site. Then we're going to create a probability. Once we create that probability, we're going to merge all that together to give you an AI rating out of 5 stars that goes from 0 to 5 in 0.5 increments. And that will give you whether that is a good bet on value or not. We love to see it. It's going to be great.
I've been saying it for months that you can sit around and you can say, yeah, let's get to football season. But we're always trying to make things better. We're trying to make you smarter. We're trying to give you more information to help you in this incredibly tough business. Specty and his team are doing incredible work. I can't wait to use this Sportsline AI to my advantage for the NFL prop show every single Friday that we're going to have during the NFL season. Frick, it is so good to have you back this morning. So that segues right in to our marquee matchup of the day. Are we fading or following tonight? Oh, look at that. Patrick Mahomes. Will he have number 87? I don't know. Sportsline AI, the model, they're going to tell you one way or the other. And the Lions. I think you could argue this is the biggest regular season game in their history. So, Sniper, I'm coming to you first. 4.5 is the number. 53 is the total. Lions on the money line plus 165. Your thoughts?
I'm going to follow the Chiefs here. They have not lost an opener in the Reid Mahomes era, and only once was it within 4.5 points. That was 2021 when they beat the Browns by 4. I feel like For some reason, Mahomes is one of those guys who needs to play with a chip on his shoulder. I mean, everybody knows he's great. He knows everybody knows he's great. But there's been a little bit of hype about the Lions coming into this game, and there's a lot of people looking to pick the Lions here. I think Mahomes sees that. Look, last year they had no Tyreek Hill. He had left to go to Miami. Mahomes, and there was a lot of talk, well, who else is he going to throw to other than Kelsey? He threw for 360 yards and 5 touchdowns in the opener. I just feel like, especially if Kelsey's out, he's going to have a major chip on his shoulder tonight. So I like the Chiefs by multiple scores.
And the sniper, if you were wondering, will be a big part of our NFL coverage this year. He does all the sports, and he's on our team, which means he's on your team. All right.
Not all. I don't know anything about soccer. I'll leave that to Buckets and you. And you.
Thank you. But some would say Buckets doesn't even know about soccer. Specty in the chat. They're loving everything that you just said. Specty is back, looking beautiful. Love it. Oh, all for $10 a month. It's not even close. Reading the chat today. Now, one of them did say you had a sleepover with the Jonas Brothers, and you still showed up. I don't know. All right, your thoughts. Are we fading or following the Chiefs or anything that you like in the game tonight?
First off, I could be the 5th Jonas brother, no problem, and I would be 4th in the fame ranking already. You know, we're gonna go in front of Frankie, but I'm fading the Chiefs. We had SportsLine AI at the game level. We have the Chiefs winning only by 2 points in this game. I think it's going to be really close. No Chris Jones in the middle there is going to be a huge deal, and the Lions should keep the ball out of Mahomes' hands. They're going to run the ball with that new running back duo, and it might just go into one of my plays that I have today.
Look at that tease. Quite the tease. Danny Brasco, you will also be doing NFL for us this year at Sportsline and the Early Edge. What say you?
So, yeah, let me give you guys some information on why I'm also fading the Chiefs. And this line is moving heavily. I don't know if Kelsey is worth 2 whole points on the spread, but look, we saw the Lions at +6.5, +5.5, now all the way down to 4.5. And I had a ticket in my pocket at +6.5. I even played 7.5 on an alternate spread because week 1 dogs of +6.5 or more are 63% cover rate against the spread since 2005, 47-28. Even more so, week 1 road dogs that missed the playoffs last year since 2005, covering at a 60% rate. And we know the Chiefs, as great as they are, they don't cover these wide numbers. When they're 3.5 point favorites or more, they don't perform well. Teams against them, 26-10 against the spread when the Chiefs are 3.5 point favorites or more. Dan Campbell, 17-9 against the spread as a dog. All the trends tell me Lions. I think they're going to be very explosive in week 1.
You all know I'm a die-hard Chiefs fan, but yet you all bring to the table this morning something that's going to upset me. I thought you liked your jobs. I thought you liked your spots on the show. Yes,
I didn't.
But I love you, Sniper. Like, I'm not talking to you right. You're good. You're good.
Okay, I was just making sure. I didn't know if you listened or not.
You're straight with me. It's the other two. It's the other two.
Okay. When it said fade or follow, I put in parentheses, sorry, coach, afterwards.
Well, that makes it okay then.
You know, so don't get mad at me. I apologize beforehand for you.
That's true. So I guess it's just Danny that I'm upset with. Now, with all that being said, I actually agree with you, Danny, that the Chiefs are not going to cover tonight, the 4.5, because they just don't cover. As much as I hate to admit it, the Chiefs win. They don't cover. They have one of the worst against the spread records in the NFL last year, but yet they went and won the Super Bowl. Tonight, without number 87, it'll be about getting in and getting out with a dub. They're not worried about winning by 5. So I would take the Lions if I was going to bet on the game. And I don't know if I am or not. I don't know. But I know this, that I'm going to represent the Early Edge on CBS Sports HQ every single week. It's us against the Pick 6. Who can pick better games against the spread every single week? We're going to pick 5. It's going to be Thursday night, 2 on Sunday, Sunday Night Football, and then Monday night. But where's that going to be? Snake?
Get breaking news.
Big news coming out of the NFL today.
Highlights and instant reactions.
The largest final round comeback in Ford championship history. We're down to the final 4.
I just want to take time to analyze greatness.
Talk winners and losers with a guy who's already a big winner.
CBS Sports HQ. It's all sports all day long.
You're damn right. It's all sports all day long. Here is the schedule today of members of #The Crew. And we're making Will Brinson kind of an honorary member because I'm going to go head-to-head with the man himself during the 3 p.m. Eastern hour on HQ Spotlight. Then at 6 p.m., getting you set for the night, which is Lions and Chiefs. Everybody else has moved out of the way. And then NFL Scoreboard, Emery Hunt, Will, M Squared. They're on at 8 o'clock. They'll be talking live betting, watching as the game progresses. So there's a lot going on today, a lot. But you come here for our reason, and one reason only, and that is our board. And Danny Brasco, all I know is last week I got yelled at by you, and it was warranted because we forgot to tout you and how good your UFC picks were right here on the show. So publicly, I apologize, but I want more. I want more. Start us off.
Well, apology accepted, Coach, and it was a fantastic card in UFC Paris. I told you I love the international cards. Let's go down under. So sorry to all the Australian people I just offended. And UFC 293 is coming out of Sydney, Australia. And who do we have defending the belt in sort of his hometown? He's a New Zealander, but he'll be close by in front of the home fans. It's Israel, the last style bender, Adesanya. And he's taking on Sean Strickland here in a weird fight where Strickland kind of leapfrogs Dricus du Plessis and gets the title contention here. It feels like a tune-up fight for Izzy Adesanya. This is the perfect matchup stylistically for Izzy. A forward-moving target that stays fairly square, and it's sort of the bull that he can play Matador on, angle off, use that swift lateral movement. I think Strickland is going to get his lead leg chewed up. The primary boxer stays heavy on that lead leg. And once Adesanya kind of immobilizes him, I think he finds punches for the knockout win and moves on forward. Another statement win for the champ, who just feels like he's on top of the world after that Pereira epic knockout. Moving forward, co-main event, another guy in front of the home crowd. Are you guys familiar with Tai Bam Bam Tuivasa? Because, wow, the power in this guy's hands is dynamic, and I do not think he deserves to be a plus 200 dog here. I think he can find the chin of Alexander Volkov. We have a big reach advantage on him, but Tai is good at crashing that distance. He fought Cyril Gane and Sergey Pavlovich in his last two fights. Title contenders, monster strikers. This is a much more winnable matchup. Watch out for Bam Bam Tuivasa to chug a beer out of a shoe after he knocks out Alexander Volkov. Do a shoey, Ty. And finally, let's close with a two-leg parlay. We got Jack Jenkins, and we're going to parlay him with another leg. I like Carlos Ulberg. Two guys, I think, front of the home crowd. We back the hometown fighters, and these international cards are being set up for big wins. Jack Jenkins shattering leg kicks, and Carlos Ulberg just too smooth kickboxing, coming out of city kickboxing with Izzy, Volk, Cara France, all those guys. So these guys are slated to win. Plus 103, put those two guys together. Enjoy a great UFC 293 card, guys.
I will ask you this only one time. Do you want to do the work? I didn't think so. Only MMA do I endorse parlays all the time, because only MMA has minus 400s, minus 500s. It's a very smart way to bring those numbers down. Now, speaking of smart, my girl Allie's smart. She watched CBS Sports HQ. She saw our man AB, who is currently in the chat live. You have any questions for him about the game tonight? Ask them. He'll answer them in real time. Allie says, I took Mahomes over rushing yards like AB said on HQ. We're everywhere. Now, when I say we're everywhere, I mean we are everywhere. So we go from Australia with Danny Brasco to our very first installment of, I don't know, what should we call it, gentlemen? Buckets in Japan? Roll it.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Buckets here. Sportsline Early Edge fam. I am overseas. I am abroad here in Tokyo, Japan. And today I'm standing outside of the Tokyo Station. It was built in 1914. And that's all I know about it. But I'm here to learn. I'm here to educate. And as always, I'm here to entertain. But I'm not going to leave you guys just with a little bit of Tokyo information. I'm also going to leave you with a best bet, because we have the Euros starting up today. And I know that we can find some value there and make a trip to the pay window together. So I'm looking at that matchup between France and the Republic of Ireland. We're going to take our boy Kylian Mbappe, first goal scorer, at plus 275. That is value for one of the best scorers on the planet, as they take on an Ireland side that probably won't score at all, to be fair, in that game. So have fun, be safe. I'll see you at the pay window.
There's a lot to unpack there.
Yo.
There's a lot to unpack there.
How many times do you think he practiced putting the sunglasses from his face to his hands to his hair to make sure it was perfectly in place?
I feel like the earring makes him. He's not going to lose with that earring on. I'm tailing.
I agree. Sniper.
No comment.
What I'm wondering is, was that the best take that he had? If you stumble over the pay window at the end, maybe he was so happy with the sunglass part of it that he said, you know what, I'm going to screw the end. But we will have picks every single day from Japan in front of historical sites that he doesn't know anything about.
With rich history about, right?
1914, that's all I know.
Yeah, I mean, Japan's a pretty new country. 1914, that's as far as it goes back. So, you can't blame him there.
All right, we've got two more. And I know many of you came here for NFL picks, and we'll have a couple courtesy of Frick. But as you know, we're going to have a full show every single primetime game. So tonight at 7:30, me and the crew, we've got all the picks there. And X's and O's with Phil McKagan, one of our new former coaches in the NFL. But we're also excited about everything else that's going on at CBS.
Here we go. This is all we all been waiting for.
Time for some football, baby. Plowing ahead for the touchdown. Oh, my gosh, here he goes.
We can't wait for Sunday afternoons.
I cannot wait for the NFL on CBS. Three big shows on Sunday. All right, Specty, I knew you would never disappoint the Early Edge universe. I knew you would come strong with two big props today to kind of feature your new incredibly important section of Sportsline. So, Specty, floor is yours.
Yeah, I had to bring the AI props over here today, and we're going to start with what I alluded to, David Montgomery over 52.5 yards at -123. We got the cards already on here. You can see my second pick is going to be Marquez Valdez-Scantling over 2.5 receptions at -101. Now, let me start with Montgomery. Our Sportsline AI, you can see there, is predicting 61.9 yards for Montgomery. This comes down to the fact that it is game plan for the Detroit Lions. They need to keep the ball out of Mahomes' hands, and no Chris Jones in the middle is going to make the Chiefs realize they need to give that man the raise. Add in the fact that Jahmyr Gibbs' receiving prop was at 25.5 where it opened, and it's already moved to 32.5, means that everybody, including me, is assuming that Montgomery is going to get the rushes while Gibbs is going to get more of the receptions. This is a huge game against the Chiefs. They're not going to put the ball in a rookie running back's hand if he makes any mistake that could turn the game around with the fumble. So they're going to go with the veteran, David Montgomery. That's why we're on the over for 52.5 yards rushing. Then MVS over 2.5 receptions at -101. Look, this is kind of just, I put it at half a unit on the site. This is just kind of my insurance thing. If Kelsey doesn't play, this is going to be a great bet and a great line to get. Valdez-Scantling averaged 2.5 receptions per game in the whole regular season with Kelsey. And now our projection is 3.3 receptions with Kelsey in the game. Kelsey averaged 6.5 receptions a game. Someone's got to catch those catches if he's not playing. And that's why we like MVS over receptions on 2.5.
I'll tell you what, Emily took the words right out of my mouth. Love it, Specty. Rick says, love it, Big J. What do you got, Danny?
Yeah, I really like where he's headed. And in accordance with some of his angles, I'm actually playing some player props right to the same angles. He mentioned Jahmyr Gibbs in the pass game. I love his over receiving yards. And MVS, before the Kelsey news was announced, his yards were at 34.5 on the receiving yards. I like it up to 44.5 if Kelsey doesn't play. So I like where Specty's at.
Hashtag educate and entertain. That's what we do. Thank you, boys. Now, we've got a lot more NFL picks tonight, but I got to get back to the diamond because that's how we're going to make our bank for Sunday when the full slate is out, and Saturday the full slate out is college football. So, Sniper, I haven't called you miserable Matt in a while. I think you've been laughing too much. You've been smiling too much. I don't know. I don't know if that name sticks for you anymore.
Sorry about that.
There you go.
All right, big boy. Bring us home. Let's go.
Okay, well, I think part of the issue with me not being so miserable anymore is how good the Cubs have been for quite a while. So we are going to Wrigley. On June 8th, probably at the height of my misery, the Cubs were 26-36. Ever since then, they've gone 50-28. There's only two teams in baseball with a better record since then. The Braves, shockingly, and the Orioles. That's it. even since June 8th, the Cubs have been better than the Dodgers and everybody else. The Diamondbacks since July 1st, 22-34. The only team in the National League worse than that's the Rockies, and they're worse than everybody. Ryan Nelson on the hill for the Diamondbacks. Yes, it is a Ryan in Wrigley Field, but he's on the opposing team, not on the 80s and 90s Cubbies. So, yeah, we're going to go against that. The Cubs actually have been averaging 6 runs per game in the second half. Javier Assad on the mound for the Cubs since he was stretched back out of the starter. Remember, he relieved a little bit earlier in the season and threw really well, stretched him back out as a starter when they had some injuries there, including Marcus Stroman. 1.62 ERA in his last 5 starts. The Cubs are 4-1 in there. The one loss was on Saturday when the bullpen blew it and Assad threw 8 scoreless innings. So he did all he could. They should be 5-0 in those 5 starts. So I'm going with the Cubs on the run line here. It's plus money. I don't think it should be close. The Cubs are in a really nice groove right now, and I'll stay there for another play. Seiya Suzuki, one of the hottest hitters in baseball. I don't want to say the hottest because Trey Turner and Julio Rodriguez exist, but since August 1st, Seiya Suzuki, 355 average with a 720 slugging percentage. He's hitting 6th. The Cubs have a deep lineup. They score a lot of runs from the back end there, so he can get on base and score, or he can drive them home from the top half there with Dansby Swanson and Cody Bellinger right in front of him. I like him over 1.5 hits plus runs plus RBIs. With this prop, he's been averaging over around 3 since August 1st, and he actually has 24 in his last 4. So I already talked about Ryan Nelson being bad. I really like that play. Also, going to sprinkle a little, not official plays, but sprinkle a little on the NFL here. Yeah. I have a feeling that Kelsey's not going to play. And if he does, he's going to be limited. I just don't feel like the Chiefs are going to push him. So it's going to be spread around some. Isaiah Pacheco, over 5.5 or over 9.5 receiving yards. That's it. I know he doesn't receive a ton, but without Kelsey, they need an outlet there. Maybe one screen gets us home on over 9.5. And I wouldn't want to also sprinkle on Sky Moore at over 45.5 receiving yards. So I was looking at those two guys on the Chiefs receiving yards.
So Pacheco over 9.5 and Sky Moore over 45.5 is what you like.
Sprinkles. Yeah. I just, again, if you don't think Kelsey's going to play right now, would be a good time to jump on them because if he's officially ruled out, then all the receiving yards go up for everybody else.
And you're going to see everything change. Danny, go.
Pacheco over receiving yards. Shout out to Spector. I believe the AI on Sportsline has him projected around 22 yards. So I'm on that as well. I mean, that's a massive, edge you have there if that's correct.
Ooh, man, I like Danny over here. This is
What's up, bro? What's up,
Coach? What are we seeing here? Seeing some synergy?
I see a lot of synergy. Yes. I mean, it's amazing. I was sitting back here and sometimes I can't even believe that I get to be a part of this crew because we're always just getting better. And as I watched Spector do his segment, I was like, how did we get here? I mean, how did we get here? It's amazing how many different angles that we bring every single day, not to tout ourselves, but sometimes we need to give ourselves a pat on the back. Now, I can also say this. I've had a pretty good career. I've had a lot of big events, but I can promise you at no point did I ever feel like I would ever say this in my career. Frosty Fries says, go Bears, go Cubbies. Love it, Mr. Sniper. Where has my career come to? Frosty Fries. Oh, I love it so much. Now, grab your paper, grab your pencil. Here is the recap, courtesy of the Snake, always on the 1s and the 2s. Specty, Frick, back on Thursdays. David Montgomery over 52.5 rushing yards, minus 123. You saw the Sportsline AI model. They have it at over 61 yards. We're getting 9 yards of value. Marquez Valdez-Scantling over 2.5 catches, minus 101. Then the Sniper, Cubs, red hot. What do we tell you every day right now? Lean into the hot teams. Stay away from the teams not in the playoff race or not playing well. That's only a few teams. Discipline. Seiya Suzuki over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Then Danny Brasco, been on fire when it comes to the MMA. Also, as you saw, very knowledgeable in the NFL. Israel Adesanya by knockout, plus 120 over Sean Strickland. That's going to be storylines. You talk about energy, you'll want to watch that main event. Taya Tuivasa. Who doesn't want to watch a guy drink out of a shoe? Moneyline, plus 200. He's the underdog. And then Moneyline parlay, Jack Jenkins, Carlos Ulberg. And then our first play from Japan, buckets, sunglasses, earrings, all of it. I'm here for it. Kylian Mbappe, plus 275. A quick reminder, we will be back tonight at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time with our prime time early edge. me, the entire crew, Phil McKagan. You'll want to see what we have for you as we break down the bets, but also the X's and O's. Why are we playing this particular receiver? How does the defense line up? That's what we're going to ask. That's what we're going to ask tonight, and Phil will be a big part of that. All right. What a good show. What a good way to start the NFL season. With all that being said, sometimes you just got a dramatic pause. There's only one thing left to do, and I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. For my entire crew, damn it, do I love them all. Spector, Danny Brasco, my man, the sniper, and Snake always on the ones and the twos. I love this show so much. Pay it forward. Be kind to one another. Come back at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. We grind for you. Why? So we can win with you. Get fired up today. It's Christmas morning right here at the Early Edge. Good luck.